Good afternoon. If you'll stand and silence your cell phones, John Jackson is our Rotarian of the day.
Good afternoon, everyone. You'll please bow your heads with me and we'll say a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this day and thank you for this club here in Milledgeville and the work we're able to do to better our community and better the world. Lord, we ask that you still stay with all the families and students and teachers in Barrow County as they go through the difficult days ahead from the tragedy of the shooting, and just be with them. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. Amen. All right, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Rotary four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, second, third, fourth, fifth.
It's fun.
All right.
All right.
So,
Go ahead.
you got more? Me,
Go ahead.
me.
What's that?
John, it's something that John,
Okay.
yeah,
We're gonna
go
explain
ahead.
this.
Go for it, John.
All right, so last week, so this week,
This week.
I've been busy. I've been a few places. I got a phone call from Miss Stephanie, and she asked if I would be willing to give a speech today. It's called your classification talk. And so it is an initiative that we're trying to bring back as a Rotary club to have our new members come up and give their classification talk. And so I said, well, sure. I thought back to some of the classification talks I've heard since I've been in Rotary, and I thought back to Miss Terry Kennedy's classification talk. And one of the things that she said that stuck with me is through Rotary, there were doors that were open and opportunities to do things. And she said she always took that opportunity to do. And I thought, well, why not? I'll do what I can. And so I'm going to give a very brief classification talk about myself. And then I've got an offer for anybody that's willing to come up later in the next weeks ahead to do a classification talk. So my name is John Jackson. I'm a lifelong resident here of Baldwin County. Born and raised, went through, started in public school here, went on to GMC Junior College, transferred into Georgia College and State University, where I got a master's degree in business administration. I've worked in sales, commercial printing and manufacturing. And then I had the great opportunity to be hired at Georgia College and State University and work for Kyle Colors in auxiliary services, where I'm currently employed today. And I learned a tremendous amount from Kyle and how to take care of people, how to take care of students and your employees. And so what I do at the college in auxiliary services is where everything that's non-academic, non-teaching or non-programming for students. We run behind the scenes stuff. So your cafeteria, bookstore, vending, housing, transportation, parking. And so we're all about making the students' experience better. But we do it by we make money while we do it. We're self-supporting. So it's not state funded at all, which is kind of unique. You're running a business within the university. So that's what pays my bills. Okay, so that's a big part of what I'm supposed to tell you about is how I earn my living through and part of the classification. The other part role that I have is I'm involved in the Baldwin County School Board. I've been on the Baldwin County School Board since 2008, and I chose to run for the school board because I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference right here in Baldwin County. And there's really no better way, in my opinion, to make a difference than to change somebody's future through education, because it had such a huge impact on my life. And so I've been involved since 2008. which means I've been around long enough to know how school boards work. And I had the honor of serving with, Mr. Lynn Chandler and my fellow board. And we're good at what we do in Baldwin County as a school board. We're so good, we were recognized as the best school board for mid-sized school systems in the state of Georgia by the Georgia School Boards Association last year. That's because of our governance. We know how to govern, we get along well, and that led me to being involved with Georgia School Boards Association. They asked me if I would apply to go through their leadership track as vice president, president-elect. I'm currently the president of the Georgia School Boards Association, which represents 180 districts across the state. Every public school in the state of Georgia is represented on the Georgia School Board by the Georgia School Boards. And so last Sunday, I had the honor of getting on a plane and going to Washington, D.C. to represent the Georgia School Boards Association as they had their legislative meeting with United States senators and congressmen. But I spent 2 days up there meeting with our congressmen and senators and talking to them about the 4 things that were really important to the state of Georgia. That's K-12 funding, so Title I funding, federal funding, students with disability services, so all of the disability services that the federal government provides for our districts, school nutrition, and then, believe it or not, information technology and cybersecurity. Who would have thought cybersecurity is a top issue at the federal level for children in Georgia? But it all comes back. You've heard businesses get hacked. They lock down the system, and municipalities get hacked. They're doing the same things, schools, and they're stealing. Basically, what they're after is student social security numbers. So you know, your 9-year-old, all of a sudden your social security gets taken, your number gets taken. Students don't know until much later in life. But school systems don't have that knowledge yet, or we're just learning how to protect all of that data. And so the federal government is very important in helping provide those funds. Had a great meeting with John Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, very, very good meetings. We met with several other members, but the one that stuck out to me the most was Representative Sanford Bishop. He has been up there since 1990. He is well respected. And when I walked into his office, I wish Wendell was here today because this is a Wendell moment, okay? Walked into his office, met his aide. We were talking, introducing ourselves. He said, "Wow, Milledgeville, Georgia." He said, "I went to Georgia College." And I thought, how about that? Here I am in Washington, D.C. He was a 2017 graduate. And he asked all about the college, but one thing he wanted to know, he said, "I've heard so much about President Cox." He said, "Is she as great as I've heard?" Okay? And I was able to say, she is doing amazing things at Georgia College. So I hope you share that message with her.
And as everybody else should know, Captain thinks he is just the best. He makes the trains run on time. Quite literally.
So it was a great meeting. We were able to get a lot done for the state of Georgia. Came back into town Tuesday morning, late, early, however you want to look at it. That's a little spill about me. It's a 2 to 3 minute talk if you're willing to get up here and do it. And I got a commitment that if you do your talk, we'll give you all of the free ice cream you can possibly get. So, thank you.
Thank you, John. That was an extra treat today. All right, our sergeant at arms.
Hello again.
All right.
All right, so we have no guests today. And by the way, John, I'm proud of you. We all proud of you. Thank you very much. So anyway, we do not have any guests today. The only thing we're gonna do is do the drawing and say, here we go. Well, he's our speaker.
Hey, Taylor's family.
That's right.
Pull one out. Pull one out.
Want me to read it off, please?
You have one voice
song. Today is going to individual the opportunity to pull the ace of spades.
No.
Queen of hearts. We do ace of spades. Has a ticket the last 3 digits that are 7, 0, 4. 7, 0, 4.
Wrong number. Yay! So I will bless you with,
Thank you, Merritt.
thank you. See what you got. Oh, too bad. All right. On Karen.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Reverend William, we have any prayer? Oh, it's coming back.
We do need to keep Jamie in our primary, he can't come as much, with his parks and his stuff, but, let's keep him in our prayers.
Is there anybody else? Anybody knows of? All right, thank you, William. Announcements, Mark? Yeah.
So today we're starting to pass out the raffle tickets. This is incredibly important, particularly for those who are new. If you simply do the math with $50 tickets, and we have 1,000 of them to sell. And really, the money wasn't math. I'm getting confused already. But if you stop and look at our club, let's just say there are 40 people in the club, for the sake of the math, and everybody sells 10 tickets, that's 400 out of 1,000. In other words, we have 600 more to go. Now, we're lucky in that we have Lynn Chandler in the club. And Lynn sells quite a few more than 10 tickets.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that. And thank you so much. But the rest of us have to step up our game and do the same, do what we can. And I was embarrassed. I only sold 5 or 6. So I've got to step up my game and make sure that I carry my weight. But yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days? Yesterday, about 7 or 8 of us met and divided up the tickets, and we put them in envelopes that give you the tickets that you sold last year, because a lot of people like to buy the same number. So that gives you kind of a leg up on maybe getting those sold. We have some deadlines. We've stuffed the envelopes with information sheets about the deadlines. We really want to get this wrapped up so that we don't go through what we went through last year, where we were really scrambling in that last week before the lottery begins. Because this is based on the lottery system in the state of Georgia, and at 1st of January, it's gone, it goes. So please pick up your envelope, they're right here. If you are a new member, talk to that table over there. We'll also all be glad to help you with stuff. Now, as a relatively new member of this club, I mean, I found that there are some people that Lynn Chandler haven't already talked to. There are not many, but there are. And that's what we all have to do, because remember, this is the money that we use to help the community. This isn't for us. This isn't for our club. This is money that we spend in the community. Any questions at this point?
Somebody's got to pick up Pete Barlow's.
Well, we're hoping and pray that Keith is gonna kind of stick with us on this one. But you're right. What's that? Yeah. And there's really a really easy way to collect the money now. It's a QR code on the back of the ticket. You can just do it with a scan. I actually paid for mine yesterday through the QR code. If I can do it, any of you. Okay, other questions? Yeah.
Also, if you're a new member this year, if you end up selling 40.
Oh, that's right.
Then you'll get a call here fellowship. So to all you new people.
Oh, wow.
Did
I
you
did
get that?
I did it my first year, yeah, so it's.
George,
And everybody was helpful to get me to my 42, so I don't feel like you just have to do it by yourself.
Yes.
On the QR code, if you're selling a ticket, somebody who's not looking, way to send the QR code.
Yeah, you could copy it and scan it and send it. It'll work off of the scan.
Or just do the QR code on your phone or whatever, copy the link and email it.
Okay. See, I love these technically savvy people. Okay.
List of prices?
That's in the works.
In 2 weeks, we'll have those finished up, we're in the process of getting those revised. We got, if you still think we're working on, we'll have those in probably 2 weeks. We're just trying to get tickets out early this year.
try to get everybody, plenty of time and, just,
Before the holidays.
because we're trying to set a deadline, you'll see on the sheet of paper, I think the deadline is December the 5th is the deadline. Have your tickets sold or either committed to you. And then December the
Go ahead.
19th is the deadline to turn them back in. So we won't be finished December the 19th, the week before, the last week we meet, we won't be finishing done.
Another student question. How do I know they paid? How do you know which ticket they paid this?
Because when they actually execute the process of the QR code, they put the ticket number in, plus there's a stub that you will tear off and put their name, phone number, email address.
How will I know they paid?
You can call me.
If it's not a check in your hand, we'll know it through the QR system, through the,
I run the report.
census.
Square. I run the report every day when we're doing that. So if you ever need to know, just send me a quick text or call me, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know that they went through.
It was simple last year. I had that same fear. So I'm like, how do I know that they actually, because it doesn't come to me? But it was a quick text and she's on it.
What I did with mine last year, when I sent people QR, I'd send a text, I send that link, they pay, I said, please send me, they got to put the ticket number on there, so the ticket number, when it goes to Dawn, she knows it's sold. I'd ask the customer, whoever I sell to, say, can you send me that just a, because it's gonna give them a link, it's gonna give them a confirmation back.
Yeah,
Send me a copy of the
screenshot.
confirmation, they'd send me the confirmation back, I'd make a copy of it, attach the check, the ticket stub, and hand it back to Dawn, so I had a confirmation. They either I had a check, cash, or confirmation of the check stub and went back to Dawn when we turned it back in. It works, I mean, it's, once you do it a couple of times, you'll say, I don't want to, it's just easier than going around town trying to pick them up, chasing them.
Kristen, you have something?
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest, because I'm simply gonna send out an email to all of my people that purchased last year, because the email is, when we give you your spreadsheet with the names and numbers and contacts, it has their email, which is why it's key to put that on the stub. I'm just sending them out and letting them know they're available. I need to purchase by said date, because if not, I'm releasing them to and 90% of them are sold.
So I'll make two final comments in closing. Number one, treat these tickets like cash because they're unique, they have a number on them, and they're fungible. We need to make sure that they get accounted, every single one accounted for. A quick funny anecdote, we spent about an hour yesterday looking for ticket number. 1,000 were accounted for yesterday. We want to try to keep it that way. And then finally, I know that particularly for new folks, selling is not an easy money for anything. It's not an easy thing. Now, I kind of grew up in politics and I learned to have just get over that because you got to ask for money. But remember, you're not asking money from us. You're asking to help us do projects in the community primarily and some international. Okay. If you have questions, don't hesitate to call for email.
One thing too on that. I mean, when you get frustrated with it, think about this. Billy Matthews and Keith Barlow is committed. They're not in our club and they sell a ton of tickets. They're not even in the club. And then, we need to recognize it's hard. Bobby and then Chandler, those are our top 4 salespeople for this rifle. And without them doing that, no way we get it done. And so, don't look at it as like I'm gonna sell 4 tickets. Try to sell 10 to 20, because they're selling hundreds. So it can be done, but think about those guys that ain't in the club. We owe it them to hustle to get it done. Yeah, they're not even in the club.
And they've been working at it for a while. I mean, they've got mature lists. We can all do it. Thank you.
But also, when you're selling the tickets, I mean, the little thing is $50 is, $50 is a pricey ticket, but you got to sell on the deal. It's first of all, it's a good fundraiser. It's going back in our community. It's going to really help people. You need to tell people that. But also, it's less than $1 a week. I mean, you spend more of that on a Coke now. So you got 52 chances. You're in it every week. You can win 52 times if the
Every number
is
is 52 chances.
Yeah, and so you have to sell them kind of I sell on that premises a lot, you know, saying it's less than $1 a week. You get 52 times. You can win multiple times, because we've had winners that win 2 or 3 times on the same ticket, you know.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, it still look good for, you know, so
That's a lucky number I would not be at.
well, I mean, the first year I think we did it, can't remember his name. His dad died, he took some of the money, bought 10 tickets, and I think he won. Huh?
Bill.
Yeah, and he won multiple times, I mean.
Wayne Brothers. Wayne Brothers.
Yeah, he went 8 times.
They won, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he won like, I think he won like 8 times, and he had 2 tickets, he won twice on, so it's like every time it's made, people going, you know, everybody else sell tickets and going, is this thing rigged? Because this guy's showing it every week.
And they're really good prizes. I have one every year, freakishly weird, but a 55-inch LG smart TV, a Traeger grill, a full day spa. Every year I've won something.
And I won 4 tickets to a Braves game and a parking pass, which is worth it.
There you go.
Much more than.
I got an iPad last year and this year.
I just want 2 Traeger grills.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Madam President, that's all.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And absolutely, we need to appreciate this team that worked so hard on this project, because it is a job. It's a hard job. So absolutely, thank you all. Just one quick announcement, candy collection for the Baldwin Early Learning Center. They're collecting individually wrapped candy with no peanuts. Drop your donations off to Everdrone Critical Law, Marketing Georgia, or the Chamber of Commerce. They just need it by October 28th. Anybody else have an announcement? All right, well, we're gonna move on to our program. Our very own Taylor and Kristen are gonna talk to us today. So if y'all wanna come on up, you don't need any introduction.
I'll take one of those.
I know, unless Stephanie, you have something.
Nothing else today.
But they're gonna talk to
They can
us
introduce each
about our
other.
membership program.
Good thinking.
So
Good
I'm
thinking.
gonna turn it over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And as always, great to be hanging out with y'all today. For the new members and for those of you that just did not want to know me, I am Taylor Everett. I am the area governor for our area 14, which is the Milledgeville Club, the Sandersville Club, the Tunnel Club, those 2 in Washington County, and then the Jefferson County Club. It is always a fun time to come up here and check out y'all, see what's going on. It is always a wonderful meeting with a great meal with the good folks. And I tell you, this upcoming lottery time, it's one of the best fundraisers in the state. Go.
Taylor, put your picture up there with the camera so that they see.
There we go. Voila. Hey, everybody online, you can hear me now. All right. We all good? Like I said, excited to be hanging out with y'all today. Miss Kristen and y'all's president invited me a while back to come out and to have a little fun. We're going to go through a little game show here in a minute. And then I just want to mention a couple of things of value about y'all's club. But to get things started, I'll let you kind of explain this, because didn't you go through it at RLI?
I did. So this is Rotary Jeopardy. So what we will do is give you a answer, and then you have to provide the question back to us in the form of a question of what it is, if that makes sense. Is anybody, I'm sure y'all have all seen or aware of Jeopardy.
Yes, and Mr.
Okay.
Herschel has agreed to do the theme song for us. No? All right. I was siphoning through these just a little bit ago, and some of them are difficult. Maybe some of our more tenured members might have a leg up on this, or certainly those that have gone through the RLI process, but we're not just playing for bragging rights. When you get a correct answer, you are going to come away with a beautiful piece of candy. We'll let you choose out the bag: Crunch Bar, Butterfinger Bar, Snickers Bar, whatever it might be. So listen, this is big stuff. And in traditional Jeopardy format, we start with, and how do you want to do this? Just first person to holler it out?
That's up to you guys. How well behaved are we? Or competitive are we? I'm competitive. I don't
I
know.
say first person to holler now. Let's give it a shot. So this is the answer. No, yes.
Yes.
And then you give me the question.
And obviously, these are all Rotary related, so that, you know.
Okay. So first one up is
Rotary was formed.
the date that Rotary was found. I know. We'll give it to it. Yeah. That was a gimme there, right? I mean, come on. You see a date, it's got to be that. All right. Paul, Sylvester, Hiram, and Gus. The four men who started Rotary. Of course, Paul Harris, as we all know, the founder of Rotary, and then his friends Sylvester, Hiram, and Gus, who they Gustavus. Harry Ruggles. This one's going to be tough. Harry Ruggles. I'll be impressed if somebody comes up with this one. I was about to say, I see some smartphones out there. Are we Googling? They did say tough one, as y'all can see. The fifth man to join Rotary. Now, the famous four, he was the unknown fifth man. All right, we're going to go back to Sylvester here.
Shield, right?
Shield. He was the first Rotary Club president. Ding, 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 ding. Has he already won a piece of candy?
He doesn't do candy.
Oh, we don't do candy. Well, here, I'll take his. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I'll take one for him. Winnipeg, Manitoba. The first Rotary Club chartered outside of the U.S. Close enough. All right, let's go back into the States. We'll head to Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, Georgia, Florida.
That's what I was about to say. Where the Dogs are going to beat the Gators again this year. This was the first Rotary Club. Now, Zone 34, as y'all may or may not know, we are in Zone 33-34. They combined the two there. So we are a part of the first Rotary Club, or the first dome there. Sure. Herb Taylor. He is the man that wrote our four-way test. And of course, a lot of clubs like Milledgeville have added that fifth test of will it be fun? Chicago, 1910. Chicago, 1910. The first Rotary Club convention. Ding, ding, ding. Indeed. Chicago, which was the birthplace of Rotary with Paul Harris and the crew. What about room 711? Room 711, not the gas station, but room. The location of the very first Rotary Club meetings. Room 711. You know what I'm saying?
Before or after we started our 7?
Just curious.
That's a good question. Now, we might have to Google that. What about Arch? Arch Clump. Now, this is a name that you hear because there is the Clump Society,
Right.
as we know.
Hence,
He was the last $1 million president, start foundation.
RI President 1617. He's the founder of the Rotary Foundation, which is why the big money club there that you can join.
you get another one.
We have any Clump Society members in here?
A lot of candy, Taylor.
I don't have it.
Oh, I did. Here, thank you. Yeah, you owe me a few more then. Doing good in the world.
First logo.
The motto of the Rotary Foundation was then still today, doing good in the world. And of course, that's always the tagline that I think I've said here before, you know, y'all are doing well as a club, but remember to always do good in your community and good in the world. $26.50. $26. 50 cents, the amount that was donated to start the Rotary Foundation. And from then, as we know, a couple more cents in there these days. 1957. The year that Paul Harris Fellow was created. Paul Harris Fellow was created. 1985. It should be the next one, right? That's the Polio Plus Society. Yeah, Polio Plus becomes a formal project of the Rotary International, and since then, in 1985, that has been Rotary's central international focus, the elimination of polio from our globe. And as y'all know, we are ever so close, but still so far, and you can become a member of the Polio Plus Society for just a $100 annual donation. Measles, whooping cough, tuberculosis, and a lot of other things that I can't pronounce here. What is this? What is this? This is the plus in Polio Plus. Ah, fun fact there, right? We know of polio, this is the plus at the end of it. Duke, UNC, you have Bradford, Queensland, yada, yada, yada.
They get the
Oh,
That's
the funding for research.
that's the Peace Centers.
the Rotary Peace Centers. He's on a roll over there.
I know.
All right, we're getting close to the end here. Not too many more opportunities at the candy. 1989. That is correct. Have you given out all the candy? He deserves some candy for that. Also, the Council on Legislation voted to allow women to become Rotarians, and was it not? What was it at? Was it district conference 2 years ago?
Yeah,
That
he was later.
she was.
Yeah.
It was the district conference 2 years ago that y'all's president of last year helped set up, Erin Andrews. They had her actually speak at that conference. Okay, quick hitters in the bonus round. Ribby. R-I-B-I. Not runs batted in or anything along those lines. But instead, Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland, our friends across the pond. 1923. Taking it way back, when just a couple 100 years ago or so, 1923. The keyway was added to the Rotary wheel logo. Now, bonus question. What is, as you can see, the key? You see the keyway in the center of the Rotary wheel. Everything about the Rotary wheel, in fact, that's a whole program in and of itself. The spokes on the outside, inside, everything has its own meaning, including the keyway. What is the keyway for? The keyway is the Rotarian himself or herself, because that is what puts the wheel into motion, is the actual Rotarians of Rotary.
That's a good one.
1945. 49 Rotarians helped draft the charter for the United Nations, called upon Rotarians to draft up that charter. 1947, the year that Paul Harris passed away. And that's going to do it.
Yes, it is.
Who all took home some candy off that? Good number.
Everybody.
Everybody. Because everybody knew everyone, right? All right. As far as the other reason I'm here today is just to, from the district side of things, y'all are not going to see the district governor for a while. And I think y'all are early March on his schedule. Last year, District Governor Felix tried to knock out all of his club meetings early on in the Rotary year. District Governor Todd's kind of stretching them throughout. He's busy with his work and other things as well. So March 3rd, I want to say, is the date he comes to see y'all. So he wanted me to just kind of come out, see y'all, tell you that he is on his way. He's excited to see y'all when he comes here. There's no real enormous district this or that I'm pushing right now. Obviously, assembly and conference at the end of the Rotary year that we just got going in July. Overwhelmingly encourage everybody to attend those. I'll say this, Milledgeville usually has, club-wise in our district, the largest number as far as clubs are concerned. That's showing, as you said, at conference and at assembly. The other club is probably Perry, and that's because they had the past two district governors. And I tell you, Milledgeville even was topping them as far as showing out. But those that have attended, and I see a lot of y'all in here, I mean, the value that you get at those things, for me, it's just when you leave those, you are rejuvenated in Rotary. Like how you feel when you leave here every Thursday times 2 or 3. And you learn a lot at those things.
Yes.
So I will always push assembly, which is in Dublin at OFTC, and conference, which is going to be back down in Jekyll this year. And for the first time ever, and again, it'll be in April, they are combining all 3 districts in Georgia. So our district 6920, 6910, and 6900 will be having a combined district conference. The first time they're expecting well over 1,000 Rotarians down on Jekyll. It is going to be a big old blowout, and they're going to have a lot of great speakers, a lot of great events, and the registration is open now. I believe at district, you can just go to the district website, district6920.org, and you can find it off of that. Outside of that, another quick hit is membership. As you can tell, y'all's membership person who's standing to my right over here. She's doing a fantastic job as far as bringing members into this club. And y'all are, in my area, the largest club. I think y'all sit currently at 61 active members. And obviously, it's tough to get 61 folks all together on the same exact Tuesday. And y'all do a very good job as far as containing or keeping those 60 members or so. I was looking at a sheet just this morning that dated back to the 2019-2020 Rotary year, and it would go 60, 61, 60, 62, 63, 61. I mean, each of those years, and that was through COVID. I mean, y'all were able to keep what you had through COVID, and a lot of clubs were unable to do that. The new challenge from the district, from me, and I'd say from your membership chair as well, is to let's see if we can actually grow that number now. With COVID in the rear view, can we grow that number to something that we have not seen in a very long time? Can we touch 70? Can we blow past that? And I would like to just say that the value of this club makes it very simple if you were trying to sell this club to a new member, in the sense of I brag on y'all everywhere that I go throughout this district, not just in our area, but all the way up and down, left, right, in District 6920, about the great work that Milledgeville does in their community and in the world, how y'all show up and show out at events, this, that, and the other, how it's always a good time at y'all's meetings. It is very simple to sell y'all because you have an active Facebook page, the website, this, that, and the other. You'll have a great brochure that I'm going to let you touch on that's on the tables today that was recently printed out. Yes, the service projects alone. I mean, there's something for everything. Because, and I said you on the phone, there's a difference in being a member of Rotary and being a Rotarian. And it took me a long time to figure that out in Rotary. In fact, I think it may have been at the end of district conference 2 years ago. I cannot believe I'm going to tell the story now. It's going to be embarrassing. I was helping put on, me and Danny Broll, I was talking about Danny last week. He came and talked about the satellite clubs, E-clubs and everything. We co-hosted that conference. I stayed behind, helped clean up. I was the last person that left conference over at Callaway a couple of years ago, and was walking outside, gorgeous day, blue sky, sun shining. And for some reason, it just hit me right then and there, where I got teary-eyed in the parking lot, just thinking about all the good that I saw that weekend and all the good that is going to be done because of that weekend. Those Rotarians going back to their individual communities and with the good that we're going to do internationally and in this world. And right there in the Callaway Gardens parking lot, it just hit me. And I felt that switch turn going from being a member of Rotary to an actual Rotarian. And there are plenty of Rotarians in the Baldwin County community. They're not a member of Rotary. There are a lot of folks out there that I think are Rotarians, want to do good, want to partake in the service projects, and just need to be asked, right? Sometimes that's the biggest thing right there. And my challenge would be if every single person in this room could just bring in one new member this year.
Kristen, how many?
Just one. If one member, if you could get one member to join this Rotary year, that would be an incredible influx into the club, which, by the way, is always needed because of the attrition of everything anyway. The folks that aren't unable to stay in the club, they have to leave to do their job, whatever it might be. I think the district puts y'all at like 15 per year anyway that y'all need to be adding to still add towards the club with that main attrition. Yes. So if every person could just add one person, and here it is, your membership chair says she's working hard. She is willing to do all the legwork. If you just give her a name and a contact number, she will take it from there. If there's a piece of paper in front of you, if you want to write down a name and a number, leave it on that table right there. We'll pick it up and we'll handle it from there. Otherwise, think on it this week, get back to her next week. Can we get one new member from every current member this Rotary year?
Thank you.
What you got?
Wow. I don't have anything that great. We do have new brochures on the table for everybody that can take. So it's just a piece, conversation piece, that if you're not comfortable just being bold about asking someone about Rotary, you can just tell them about it. And if they have any interest, a name and a number's all right. I'm happy to go out and meet with them. I'm happy to invite them to a meeting, but this will open a conversation for you easily about Rotary. They put this together, you know, it's not very highbrow, it's very, just kind of how we are, what kind of club we are. So it will help you to start the conversation.
That's it. It's an easy sell.
Any
It's a great
questions
club.
at all?
That's all I got.
Taylor, is your candy good?
Real good. Start with the Crunch Bar. These are for the drive back to Washington County. Thank y'all very much.
And we have our tickets, as Mark had said, over here to get everybody started with their raffle tickets. So if you can stop by the table on the way out today before you do leave, we would really appreciate it. It would make it easier on you. Thank you. I can't get it out.
Thank you so much. And John, thank you again for your talk today. I hope others will step up and participate in the classification talks because they're always fun to listen to. Has anybody got anything else? Meeting adjourned. There you
Thank you, sir.